Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and you could probably tell what time it is from this t-shirt. The Flash Season 4 finale. I just got done watching it, and look, am I gonna sit here and tell you that this was the worst steaming, stinking pile of crap finale I've ever seen? No, I only can't say that because last week's finale of Arrow was so bad that there's no way that this was going to be any worse. I still have problems with it though. I still have problems overall with Season 4 of The Flash. This show used to be great. This show used to be amazing. And right now, we have mediocre at best. And I'm being very nice. At the beginning of the episode, we see Barry Allen's boss giving him a call, a voicemail I assume, saying, hey look, you know how you got in trouble with those charges of killing DeVoe and you went to prison and all that stuff happened? Well, we just now realizing that you should probably get your job back. Which instantly made me go, oh yeah, Barry was let go of that job. And him and Iris have this pretty nice fucking apartment where Iris has a salary based off of what? Writing her own blogs? How the hell are they affording this apartment? Every time with these TV shows, I remember there was an episode of Supergirl where she quit her reporter job, and 3 or 4 episodes went by of her just lounging around her apartment without a job, not a care in the world, like no mention at all that, like, oh my god, I can't pay for my apartment. What am I going to do? I'm going to be homeless. No mention at all. Just like this, that's why sometimes these CW writers, they can't write simple, relatable things for these characters to have so that I could sit there and be like, wow, I can relate to that. Wow, look at this couple having money problems. Or wow, look at this and that. They're stressing out over jobs. DeVoe's wife ends up helping Team Flash. And I like this in theory, the fact that DeVoe is so smart. He's so many steps ahead of them that the only way they were able to go up against him was to use his wife, was to use somebody that would know DeVoe inside and out, know his moves as well. The problem is that it took too long to get to this point. We didn't get a flashback episode of DeVoe and his wife and how they met and how they fell in love and how their relationship went to crap until like episode 21 or 22. So late in the season, Cecile, who, yes, she's pregnant, fine, whatever. That would be a decent side plot for Joe and Cecile to deal with on the side. But no, they had to give Cecile powers, mind reading powers. Great, and it's only a temporary though. It's only while she's pregnant. This has provided for some of the most cringeworthy, awful seasons in just because of Cecile and these moments of her reading people's minds, especially was it last episode or the one before that where the delivery guy, when she was pretending to be a bro and I'm like, what are we doing here? Their plan is to put Barry's consciousness in DeVoe's mind to sort of maneuver a way in there. And who does he find? He finds Ralph, who, I know the episode where it looked like Ralph died and it was all sad and whatnot. I will admit that maybe that moment of him getting his mind sucked out of his head and DeVoe leaving with that, sure, that was a sad moment, but overall, the Ralph character was really annoying, really irritating. A lot of his references, a lot of his jokes got on my nerves. I feel like they were trying to make him the Ace Ventura of the show, and it did not work 9 times out of 10. Somehow we finagle this explanation of, oh hey Ralph, if you just go out of this portal, you'll become yourself again. What? I don't understand that at all. I don't. Didn't DeVoe already have his own body, and didn't Ralph's body fall and was left there at the lab when we last saw it? So how would this happen? It doesn't make any sense. It's just one of those things where the writers expect us to forget certain things. We had the battle of Flash and Ralph going up against like 100 DeVoes. Was anyone else getting some Matrix Reloaded vibes. DeVoe, who is about to, I guess, kill Cecile and the baby. Why? I don't know. Why is that the most important thing for him to do? I did like the moment where Joe was able to temporarily fight off the mind control that he had on him, although I don't know how he did it, but it was still a badass cool moment for Joe. So I guess Ralph isn't dead. I guess Ralph is back on the team. Yay! And then, of course, we get rid of Harrison Wells. I should mention the fact that Harrison Wells, who the last few episodes has been losing his mind, losing his memories, losing his brain cells. And it's weird. Most of the time, they play it up for comedy. Most of the time, they did some silly-ass shit, especially the episode where they went and got all the other Wells and got a round table and tried to figure out what to do, and it was just comedy fest. The only reason why I did get laughs from that plot is because this actor, Harrison Wells, he is so good. He's so seasoned. He's such another higher level that he made it work. He sells that horrible comedy that these writers are providing. It's terrible, but the actor made it work. And then they played up for seriousness. They played up for sadness. I'm like, you guys were just making fun of the guy for being dumb for 4 or 5 episodes straight. Now I'm supposed to be sad? DeVoe had this plan Z of setting off these satellites and causing all of this destruction around the city. It was very cool. This is the best part of the episode, was Barry in speed time going through the city and trying to save people who debris was falling on top of, and then when he ran up the building to destroy the satellite, and then it went in reverse, and then somebody was like right behind him, a speedster that we didn't see, but you saw the punch also connect with it. Barry apparently saw it as well. I instantly knew who it was. They've been doing this cat and mouse thing with this female character that kept popping up. Probably every 4 episodes, she would pop up at the end of it and interact with somebody, have a weird, awkward interaction with somebody, and then you wouldn't see her for 3 episodes. So I guessed back then, I don't know if I said it in the video, but I guessed that she would be the daughter of Barry and Iris from the future. It was obvious. I hope it wasn't a surprise to anyone because it was that obvious. And the idea of having yet another speedster on the show makes me roll my eyes and go, okay, Wally, Jesse, this girl, obviously the Flash. We've had almost every villain be a speedster. It's getting overcrowded with speedsters, to say the least. Decent cliffhanger of the girl saying, hey, look, I made a mistake, probably interfering in this event. Or maybe it was something else. Maybe she's stuck and she can't get back to her time. We'll find out. It's nice to see that Barry and Iris have a kid in the future. It was also nice to see Wally show up because it's, the birth of his sister. He probably should be there, and I was glad to see him. I was also glad to see him talk about being on Legends and how that's so much better for him, because it is. Even just writing-wise, his character has strived on Legends. Actually, that group having a speedster works. And 2, he has an identity. On this show, Flash, he was just floundering in the background with nothing to do, which seems to be a case for a lot of people. When was the last time Caitlin did something? And that whole Killer Frost plot went to nowhere. And oh yeah, Cisco breaking up with that girl, that was dumb as well. Why would Cisco break up with her? Why? Who's he gonna get that's better than that? So the scene of Wells leaving because the device kind of sort of worked. He got only so much of his brain power back, but he's still not the same Wells. And it was so awkward, that scene, because he just says, oh yeah, I'm gonna go see my daughter. Goodbye, guys. And even they were like, what? So again, was that supposed to be a heartwarming scene? Or was it supposed to be sad because he really doesn't have his memories back? I don't know. The episode wasn't horrible. It wasn't terrible. It's just one of those things where I'm glad to be done with the season. The season itself was pretty bad, was lackluster. Not worse than season 3. Season 3 is still Flash's worst season. But this one, just, come on. This Thinker villain was not that good, was not that interesting. I did look up, though, some other DC villains that they have not used on any of the CW shows just yet, and I'm thinking maybe we should do this for next season. Dr. Death is a really freakish looking, like the way he looks in the comics. He's the scientist that creates this poison to try to use it to extort people for money, whatnot, and the gas ends up turning him into this really monstrous creature. Very cinematic. It needs to be done on one of these shows, but Flash would be perfect because it's a little out there. Mongul, who's a demon character that I remember seeing on the animated series from Batman. Very interesting. It's in the demon realm. You could probably use him for like Legends since they're going there with Constantine. Solomon Grundy. They had a villain who had his human name in Arrow, I think back in season 2. And the character died and then became gray looking, but we never saw him back as Solomon Grundy. Even Gotham has used Solomon Grundy. The Clue Master, who's pretty much just a different version of the Riddler, but because it's not the Riddler, because it is a show like this, you could get away with using a character like that, even if it's just a one-off villain. Maxie Zeus is such an out there villain, could be goofy, could be comical, and I feel like if this show used him, it would be too goofy, but I still want to see how they would play that character in live action. Cobalt Blue is a speedster, so he's probably going to be used next season, if not in a future season. I just want them to be careful with how they ever use another speedster if it's going to be as a villain. And White Rabbit, who's a female villain that honestly they should probably save for Batwoman, because yes, they are doing Batwoman. At least the crossover next season will be involving Batwoman and will be in Gotham City. I don't think they announced an actual show yet for her, but I would love that. I am almost dying to see a Batwoman TV show, especially if it is in Gotham. You could do so much with that. I wonder if you're going to reference any history of Batman or any other characters like Nightwing and whatnot. But even Batwoman, just in general, I think she has so much to her. The fact that she's a lesbian. Like, you could go so much leaps and bounds above Arrow, above Flash, above these shows that have lost their luster. The jury's still out on Supergirl on whether or not they could sustain any credibility with that show. I know I sound like Negative Nancy. I know I sound probably like a whiny, complaining bitch. But that's okay because I'm being honest. I want more. That's where all of this stems from. I want more. I want better. I want high quality shit. Especially when we got that in the first 2 seasons. I will not stand and accept bullshit writing, bullshit character development. I saw people leaving comments saying how much they hate Iris as a character. I want to know why. Why do you guys hate Iris? I don't hate Iris, but I find it really curious that nobody else is liking her. So give me a reason why. Give me some more examples of what you could do next season. What can we do to help bring these shows back? To help, because yeah, I want to be positive. Yeah, I want to give some love, but I'm not going to be fake and I'm not going to pretend like I'm loving this stuff if I feel like they went to hell. Stop with all this comedy bullshit that The Flash has done. You could have some humor, but not the little kid childish humor that you did all throughout season 4. No mas! So guys, thanks for watching. Let me know and all that stuff. What did you think of this season, this finale, future Flash or Arrow or anything revolving the Arrowverse? Like, comment, subscribe. Later! Oh, yeah.